Like, Jon Jones has had some fucking close fights, man. This Alexander Gustafsson fight, that shit went to the wire.
Well, the first one.
Yes, the second one he destroyed him. But the first one he literally wasn't training. Literally was not training.
That's crazy.
Was not training.
Imagine being that confident. Where you're like, I'm not even going to train for this.
There's a lot of psychology behind it, and he was actually telling me, I mean, he was admitting it, that there was fights where he would go out and party hard, like get really fucked up the week before the fight. And he said, I think I did it because I had a built-in excuse. So that if I beat them, or, you know, I can beat these motherfuckers even if I'm partying. But if he loses, he goes, yeah, but I was partying. So he kind of proved that with the Gustafsson fight. Right? He won the fight. Yeah. And he won the fight in the 5th round, too, by the way. The 5th round, he poured it on Gustafsson when he wasn't even in shape. And he wasn't even training. That's how good Jon Jones is.
Yeah, I love watching him fight.
Bro, there's that division. You got to realize that division is super ultra competitive, right? Unless Jon Jones is in the mix. Then it's not competitive.
Yeah.
Jon Jones dominates everybody. He wasn't afraid of takedowns, and also he was very proficient at striking. He just has like one of the best fight IQs ever.
But he's not a good striker.
But it doesn't matter. He's enough. He's enough to get on top of you.
It's
and
his
smash
length.
you. It's not that
he knows how to use it well.
He uses it very well.
Yes.
It's not like he's a glory kickboxing champion.
Yes.
But if he wanted to be, he could be.
You think so?
Yes.
You think so?
Guys that are that good at MMA, that fucking dude could do anything. He's just got a very specific and lethal style. You cannot question the Jon Jones style.
So listen, you're trying to say those guys fighting another guy his size, length, and reach. Like an Alistair, or the guy who beat Alistair for the K1 belt.
Badr Hari.
Yeah, those guys. You're trying to say he's gonna beat those guys? That's a different level of striking.
Different level, but he could be if he started out when they did. He could do anything.
If he started out,
no. I'm not saying he can do it right now.
Yeah.
That's okay. What I'm saying is, a guy who gets that good, he could be that good at fucking tennis. He could be that good at anything he wants. Jon Jones never lost. Yeah. You always have to remember that. They took that win away from him in the Matt Hamill fight, but he was putting a ferocious beatdown on that guy. There is in no way that is a loss. And it's one of the dumbest rules ever, because it's the downward elbow rule, which is the dumbest fucking rule. It's not even a harder elbow than a regular elbow. It's just dumb. Yeah. I've seen people say it's almost like getting stomped and you shouldn't. I feel like wise people who I really respect say that. They say it should be illegal. I'm like, wow.
I don't want to take anything from Jon. What I'm saying is, like, I see he's very creative. I think what's dope about him. Like, he created from the takedown to the elbow up, you know?
Yeah.
Those type of things just makes him where you didn't expect that.
Yep. Yeah, he did a lot of that.
That's what makes him so dope. I don't think it's more so like he's got a great jab or he's got a 1-2. Like he just long
fighter.
legs, and he can kick you, he can use his legs and his reach, but it's nothing really technical that I feel like. That's all I'm saying in terms of that.
Jon Jones to me is the most accomplished fighter we've ever seen. Like the things accumulate over time. No one is as flawless as Khabib Nurmagomedov. Not even close.
I think that is the argument, right? Like, who is the GOAT? I think if you look at Jon Jones' early career, right? Jon Jones wins the title in 2011, and from then on has fought more fights as championship fights than he has other fights. So he's the most accomplished for sure. Wins the title, the earliest, youngest guy to ever win the title in the UFC. Beats Mauricio Shogun Rua, who's a legend. And then the way he dominates all these other fighters, up until you get to Alexander Gustafsson, you could make the argument that he had a similar career. You could make the argument, like if you look at what he did, Jon didn't lose any rounds. Jon was smashing people. You look what he did to Rashad Evans. You look what he did to Rampage Jackson. You look what he did to Lyoto Machida. Look what he did to everybody. Everybody he fought up until the Gustafsson fight. But the Gustafsson fight, then you have to say, well, how much slack do you give him for admittedly not training? Because it was a really close fight. He pulls it out in the championship round, even though he's out of shape, even though you talk to Greg Jackson, he didn't train for that fight. Didn't fucking train. Like, barely worked out, but definitely didn't go through a training camp. Still managed to beat one of the best guys in the division after getting taken down for the first time in his career. Then goes on a tear, right? Look at the way he beat Daniel Cormier in the first fight. Took him down. Like, who the fuck takes Daniel Cormier down, right? And then you look at him in the second fight. Even though it was ruled a no contest, we know what the fuck happened. He head kicked him and stopped him. You know, it was spectacular. You look at what Jon has done, then you have to take into account the things that didn't go that well. And we haven't seen those from Khabib yet. You have to take into account the fight like Thiago Santos, right? That fucker goes to a split decision. You're like, whoa, Dominic Reyes. Dominic Reyes thought he won the fight.
Right.
Real close fight. So those fights haven't happened with Khabib yet. You can maybe make the argument that Khabib lost 2 rounds his entire career. Maybe the second round against Justin, or
first round against Justin, you could
rather,
argue.
maybe first round rather against Justin, and maybe the third round with Conor.